This argument is irrelevant. It's not real.
If it's not real, then what are you doing here?
Why did you come back? Why do you find it so hard to believe?
Why do you find it so easy?
It's never been easy!
Many of you cry out all night, "Oh God, use me, use me, use me." My question is, why aren't you crying out, "Oh God, use my friend and let me carry his baggage"? You see how self-centered even ministry can become? Do everything to keep yourself from being exalted so that God literally has to force the hand. Because a lot of men are ruined because they're exalted too early in their life and they really don't have the stuff. Because you'll find out you can preach about it 20 years before you can live it. You'll be able to preach about it probably about 15 years before you even understand it. You haven't gone through 20 years of battles and bloodshed and heartache and trials and persecutions and doubts and dark nights of the soul like St. John de Clairvaux. You haven't gone through that. This is not your time. This is not your time to be a big preacher. This is not your time to be used. This is your time to be made. If you want to get used really, really quick, that's fine, but you'll never grow. Oh, there's another thing I must tell you. You're going to get exactly what you want. Don't smile. That's the most terrifying thought you could possibly ever have. When I was in seminary, there were two groups of people. There were seminary students who wanted to be big shots. They wanted to have TV ministries and they wanted to be big in the denomination. Guess what? 20 years have gone by. They're there. I wouldn't walk across the street to listen to them preach. There were other people in seminary who spent most of their nights up crying out to be like Jesus. Some of them right now, my friends, are over in an orphanage in China trying to keep little children alive and preaching the gospel on the streets, and they'll never be heard of. They got exactly what they wanted. Now, I'm not saying God can't use you in a great way in the denomination or something, but you're going to get what you want. You want to be a big shot, he'll make you a big shot. You want to be like Jesus, he'll make you like Jesus, and he might make you a big shot, but he might not. The Pharisees got what they wanted. Do you realize that? They received their reward in full. God is that gracious. They received their reward in full. They wanted that. Even hell was what they wanted. Do you realize that? They wanted a life without God, or they were the religious figure and the God. They got it. Even in eternity, they got it. When they got there, they realized that's not what they should have wanted. Then it was too late. Seek to be like Jesus. I remember when the most darkest times of my life I was just totally out of my mind. It was horrible. Charismatics had come in and destroyed many of the works in Peru. We were suffering. We didn't know what to do. I was broken. I was tired from living 6 years of just working 18 hours a day and the war and everything else going on. I can remember walking out on this dirty little balcony in Peru, and it was a cloudy, ugly day, just like every day in Lima. And I started crying. I said, "Oh God, why? Why? I hurt so bad I want to shoot myself in the head. After all these years in ministry, it's been destroyed by a group of wolves. And now here I am, a black, cloudy day. It can't be any blacker, any more cloudy than my heart and my life. Why? Why? Why?" And all of a sudden, the Lord impressed upon my heart this one thing. Well, this is exactly what you asked me for. And then I remembered all those times in college and in seminary, up with my college buddies, all of us praying around a bed, crying out, "Oh God, make us like Jesus. It doesn't matter what it takes, make us like Jesus. Oh God, make me like Jesus. I don't care if I ever have a ministry. I don't care if I die on the foreign field of nobody. Just make me like Jesus." I never knew it would hurt so much not to be made like Jesus, because I'm not made like Jesus yet, but to be in the process. I never knew it would hurt so much. And God doesn't allow you to know it. Even though I'm telling you this, he's not opening up your mind so that you'll know exactly what the cost is, because if you knew what the cost was, you would run from it. Do you want to be like Jesus, or do you want to be a great preacher? Do you want to be like Jesus, or do you want to be up there in front of everybody? There are men that are up there in front of everybody who are as superficial as styrofoam. And there are men who are up there in front of everybody, and they're godly men. But the attitude and the motive and the desire of their heart was totally different. Totally different.
I plead the blood over you. Thank you, Jesus.